Hi, everybody. Welcome back. Our topic is serving centers. Let's move on to talk about some specific types of serving centers. And the first one is really common. This is a beverage station or a bar. All right. And the purpose of a beverage station is so that other users can get beverages anytime they want without interfering with the cook. All right. It's for guests who serve themselves or other users, all right? Or sometimes, like in this example down here, the beverages could actually be served by a host. If your beverage station is located in the kitchen area, which is pretty common, you want to make sure that it's outside the work triangle. About that part about not interfering with the cook. All right, move it outside the work triangle, but it's best to be closer or close-ish to the dining area and the social section of the home. Right? If your beverage station is primarily used for entertaining and not for like your kids grabbing a juice, all right, it could be located in another room. Your beverage station will typically include a small sink, an under-counter refrigerator or a wine cooler. Right? An ice machine is really nice, and that's an upgrade. And it's definitely got to include some counter area and some work area. Right? And you want to store some items there, typically your glassware and your beverages. Here's another type of serving center, and it's called a butler's pantry. This is a staging area specifically between the kitchen and a formal dining room. And in general, food is placed there before it's served. It might sit there and wait until the right time, or maybe a few last minute touches. All right. A butler's pantry is going to include storage for dishes, serving pieces, maybe silver. It's definitely going to include some counter area. And it might also include a warming drawer, an auxiliary sink, a wine cooler, and probably all of the other things involved with the beverage station that we just discussed. Right. One thing you might add to a butler's pantry is a second dishwasher. All right, and this is just to speed up the cleanup process as dishes are removed from the table kind of mid-meal. Let's take a look at an example floor plan. What we've got here is kind of a large open kitchen design. And in this case, the formal dining room is over on this side. And you can see that we have a butler's pantry located in between. And so the food is staged in this area before finally making it over to that dining area. All right, so we're still talking about the serving center of the kitchen, but we're getting more and more complex and more space, larger. All right, and so the next one is called a catering kitchen or a scullery kitchen, prep kitchen, dirty kitchen. There's a bunch of names for this. All right, and it is a fully equipped secondary kitchen. All right, where the real work of all the food prep, the cooking, all the messy stuff is carried out. All right. This is for the case where someone has a beautiful open kitchen area where they like to host their guests and entertain, and they want to hide all the messy stuff in the background. All right. So your scullery kitchen is going to include everything that a basic and functioning kitchen would include: sink, dishwasher, refrigeration, appliances, storage. All right. And for homeowners with this amount of space and this budget, the whole point of that dirty kitchen is to keep the main kitchen clean for entertaining. Let's talk a little bit about your clients who might regularly use caterers. Caterers are a service that typically provides food, table service, and the servers for an event. All right. And they prepare much of their food. A lot of their food is prepared in their own facilities, and then they bring it into the home and stage it there and serve it to the party or the event. All right. Sometimes every now and then, all of the food is actually prepared in the host's kitchen. All right. So that can vary. So as a kitchen designer with a client who regularly uses caterers, how can we make sure that that home kitchen is easily used by the caterers? Well, one thing that you really need is easy access to an outside entrance, and this shouldn't be the main guest entrance. It needs to be a back entrance of some kind, all right, for loading and unloading and just general traffic during the event. It's also important to give some separation between the kitchen and the guest area, all right, or the social area. So consider sight lines and especially sound. You might want to especially consider some wider work aisles. You're going to have multiple crew working at once, as opposed to a home kitchen, which typically only has one cook or maybe two at the same time. Right? When a catering crew is working, they need a little more elbow room. You might provide larger appliances for the larger trays. A warming drawer is a great idea. They definitely need a ton of counter space, all right, for larger prep tasks. A separate beverage station makes the flow work better for the caterers. And you might consider some additional space to store bulky items that could be coats, boxes, trays, supplies, etc. All right, in this video, as part of our overall discussion of secondary centers, serving centers, and dining centers, you got to take a look at different types of serving centers and how they might be put together.